Greetings, everyone. One of my old subscribers has rediscovered my channel and has requested that I give my opinion on the Rings of Power TV show. And I'm going to talk about it and a few other things real quick because I got a little bit of time before I go to work tonight. Rings of Power, I didn't read Silmarillion or whatever it's based on, so I don't know if it's accurate to the books, but I like it. I didn't really like the Lord of the Rings first movie that much. I thought it kind of seemed cheesy, like with the hobbits and Gandalf relationship and everybody. Like there's so many memes based on it and stuff. The one with the dwarves and Smaug I liked, and then was there like another movie? It was I like the video games too, like Shadow of Mordor, Shadow of War. So everything I know about is pretty much based on that. I'll probably end up reading it here maybe next year or the year after or something. I like the TV show. I like the Rings of Power better than all but maybe the third movie of the Lord of the Rings movies. I saw that there's like a bunch of hype about it being woke or something, and I never really understood. I never looked up to see what the woke thing about it was. Unless it's like there's an elf that's a black guy playing him. I don't know if that's supposed to be woke. Garandil, I think is his name. There's Galadriel, Garandil, and then there's Elrond. And Elrond has like a crazy forehead. And I watched Brandon Sanderson's review on it, and they were talking about. They made some really good points. So watch that. That's I pretty much agree with everything they said. They said like when they met Elrond and Celebrimbor, that's the guy from the games, right? He's the one that like forges the rings, and you see there's the fucking hammer. He's gonna make a tower to forge these rings. I'm like, that's dope. You're gonna find out like what they all do. I got excited. Then there's this crazy guy that just comes down from a meteor. You don't know if that's supposed to be Sauron or if that's supposed to be Gandalf or who he's supposed to be. And then they like exile Galadriel to the heavens or whatever. Like she's supposed to like go into elf heaven. I think she's going back to her homelands, right? That's where they're all from. And then she jumps off the boat. And then there's this weird, mysterious guy on the boat, and I think that's going to end up being Sauron. I don't know. It's cool though, it's exciting. Whole thing about the orcs coming back, and the thing about the black elves though, I don't know if that's that big of a deal. I mean, I thought it was a bigger deal in House of the Dragon, how the Valyrian clan are black with white dreadlocks. I thought they were supposed to be Targaryens at first, but then they said that the Valyrians are trying to like marry into the Targaryens. With like a 13-year-old girl or something. That's weird. So I like Rings of Power. House of the Dragon, I like it too. And I was like today, they just came out with a new episode of House of the Dragon. I think yesterday was a new Rings of Power or the day before. So I'll probably end up watching those maybe tomorrow. House of the Dragon though, they got that one guy, Daemon Targaryen. He looks like Neil Patrick Harris. He's kind of cool. That one scene where he just like pretends like he's giving up and then he just runs through a bunch of arrows. It seems a little bit far-fetched, but it's kind of cool. I really like the brutality in the night jousting tournament because that's pretty much how George Martin's books were. It's super brutal like that. And there's got different directors, so the different people making it than they made Game of Thrones, which is I know they added some swords to the throne because in the book the throne's supposed to be like way higher up. And they didn't really do that. They just like added a bunch of swords on the ground around it, and it, like showing how you can get cut on the throne more. And I don't know, the girl that plays what is her name? Rhaenyra Targaryen, I think is her name. She kind of has a weird facial structure. Like, she's always got a resting bitch face, I guess you would call it. It looks like her skull is kind of shaped like a squirrel's skull or something. I don't know, something odd about her face. It's just like with the elf guy with the forehead, and then Daemon. Everybody looks weird nowadays. And then there's this whole thing about the new Little Mermaid movie, how it's a black chick. And it's like, I saw some pictures of it on Facebook, and she was like looking up and screaming, looking like, is this the new Nope movie? I'm like, what is this? Oh, Little Mermaid, what? So everybody's like freaking out about her being black and stuff. I don't know. It's fun to watch everybody freaking out about stuff. I mean, I'd maybe be mad if I was a huge Disney or Little Mermaid fan and they totally changed stuff. But like, I didn't like when they made Holly Gibney black in that Outsider movie, but it's because it's like, you know, what you're expecting. You get to be a fan of a book or something, and then they hit you with something totally different. There's another example of that. What was it? I forgot. They had like a picture. I think it was somebody in a Marvel. They had like the book and then the movie. No, the book, the game, the cosplay. It was all white chicks, and then the movie comes out and it's a black chick. Like, what? Why all of a sudden you changing stuff? What else is going on lately? I watched a really shitty movie yesterday called The Midnight Sky. It's got George Clooney in it, and it's got the guy from Friday Night Lights in it. So, like, the world has ended by some kind of nuclear war, I think, or a virus. But, like, you see this whole like, expanding red zones going on. So you think it's a nuclear war, and the Earth is smoking and shit. So it must have been nuclear. But I think everybody died except for George Clooney and then this little girl. But then it turns out the little girl was him hallucinating the whole time. And he's trying to, like, he's in the Antarctic, or he's in the Arctic. He's in the North Pole, I think. He's trying to get to, like, this better radio so he can tell this spaceship that was coming back from K-23, which is like a moon of Jupiter. I think there was, like, a colony they put on that moon, because it's like an Earth-like moon they discovered. And I didn't realize this. So the whole movie, I'm like, there's like 6 people on this ship, and then like 1 or 2 of them are pregnant. I'm like, what are y'all gonna like repopulate the Earth with 6 people? You know you ain't got enough genetic diversity. That ain't gonna work. And then one of them gets killed, and then George Clooney, he's got the terminal illness, and he's trying to get to radio to tell them not to land on Earth because everything's dead. He's trying to give them like a slingshot route so they can get back to K-23. I guess there actually was other people on K-23, so they keep their human race going. But the whole time I'm like, wait, what? What are they gonna do? Like, what is it? How's this gonna turn out good? And it did turn out good. I think he died in the end. And it turned out like the girl on the spaceship was the girl he was hallucinating. That was his own daughter, I think. That he had like a secret relationship or something. Who cares though? It's like fucking the world got destroyed right at the beginning. That's a shit fucking movie. Like, goddamn. And then there's a couple of new TV series coming out in October, just in time for Halloween's. One of them is Interview with the Vampire. I think it's a TV series. It could be a movie. It says Vampire Drama, October 2nd. So, I still need to read the book for that. I read everything after that, but I never read that book. So I need to read the book, and then The Winchesters sequel to Supernatural, October 11th, premieres on the CW. Could be good. I know one of the actors got mad because they didn't tell him about it until it was already like cast or something. But obviously some other stuff coming out, but that's the main things. Really excited for some more Yellowstone TV shows. The 1883. I don't know how they're going to do another season of that. I thought it ended. I thought it ended really good. There's supposed to be like another spin-off of the quad sixes. 6666. 4 sixes. And there's supposed to be like another one, I think. They keep making more spin-offs. So I think they're going to like overdo it. Yeah, and then Queen Elizabeth died. That's in the news. So Charles III is the new King of England. And they were talking about replacing all of the money that has the Queen on it. Like, why would you do that? Our money has dead people on it. It's always been like a thing. And then Australia doesn't want to have the King on their money. They want to have Steve Irwin, I heard. And there's like so many million banknotes they have to replace now. Pretty weird. And then there was like some other countries that had like, they donated the crown jewels. They want their jewels back. It's just getting crazy. And then you got all these like, everybody's saying like food prices are going to go up even higher because the price for feed for animals is like tripled. And like the meat in this fall is going to be, you're not even able to afford it. So if nobody can afford the meat, and everybody's spending triple to feed their animals, and then nobody buys the meat because they can't afford it, and the meat just gets thrown out. What are we doing? Is that how like capitalism is supposed to work? If nobody buys it, then the price goes down to where people can buy it. So that would then make the feed go down. Also, does that make sense? I don't know. It seems like it's supposed to be like a self-correcting system. Supply and demand. That's how it works. If there's no demand anymore, then the price goes down, and your supply is supposed to equal out with it, right? I don't know. I gotta go to work.